Hey everybody, it's e.c.Pete here. Another edition of Midrock Crisis. Keith Emerson, Rick Wakeman, Ken Hendsley. Ken Hendsley was a guitarist, keyboardist, singer-songwriter and producer. He was born in London, raised in Stevenage, Hertfordshire, about 28 miles north of London. A site of Roman and Saxon ruins. How would you like that in your backyard? Ken learned guitar at age 12. His bands included the Blue Notes, Ken and the Cousins, Kit and the Saracens, and Jimmy Brown Sound, and the Gods, with Mick Taylor and Greg Lake. The Gods. The band Spice changed their name to Uriah Heep, Charles Dickens' character. Ken Hendsley on keyboards, Gary Thane on bass, Lee Kerslake on drums, David Byron on lead vocals, and Mick Box on lead guitar. And they signed with Columbia in 1968. With the Spice name, they put out 2 albums. And then with Head Machine's Orgasm, put out 2 more. But with Uriah Heep, they put out 13 albums between 1970 and 1980. Hendsley's solo albums. First one, Proud Words on a Dusty Shelf, put out in 73. Second one, in 75, Eager to Please. 1970 with Uriah Heep, Very heavy, very humble. Sorry, that's terrible. 1971, Salisbury. Salisbury had the Lady in Black's single that was amazing. I love it. I can't get enough of it. 1971, Look at Yourself, perhaps their most well-known album, and for good reason. 1972, put out Demons and Wizards. Gotta have a couple of demons and a couple of wizards. 1972, The Magician's Birthday. Maybe not. 1973, Sweet Freedom. 74, Wonder World. 75, Return to Fantasy. 76, Highland Mighty. 77, Firefly. 77 also, Innocent Victim. 78, Fallen Angel. 1980, Conquest. But in 1980, Ken Hendsley left Uriah Heep because he didn't like the musical direction of the band. It was the 80s with synthesizers. Someone as accomplished as Mr. Hendsley on keyboards may not have wanted to change his ways. Ken moved to the United States to form the Ken Hendsley Band. His third solo album, put out in 1980, was Free Spirit. 2 more albums, in 83, Slow Go, and in 1985, Vertical Smiles, with the band Blackfoot in Florida. In 1994, from time to time, it's a collection of rare, lost recordings from 1971 to 1982. He opened a studio called The Upper Room so he could record his own stuff on his own label. 1999, A Glimpse of Glory with Visible Faith. 2002, Running Blind with Free Spirit. Then he moved to Spain. Put out The Last Dance, The Wizard's Diary, and Cold Autumn Day. He also released a rock opera called Blood on the Highway in 2007. The theme was the rise and fall of a rock star. 2008, Heep Venture Reunion. 2011, Love and Other Mysteries. And also in 2011, Faster. 2013, Trouble. Hendsley lives with his wife in a village of Agost in Spain, near the west coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Also a place of Roman ruins. In 1972, Heep's Demon and Wizards album finally sold 6 million. It had sleeve art by Roger Dean, you know, the guy that did the Yes albums. Ken said that it was not necessarily a concept album. The single Easy Livin' was the only US top 40 hit. Rolling Stone magazine first had no faith that Heep would be a success, but by '72, Rolling Stone magazine changed their minds. I like Uriah Heep because of its hardcore prog approach. Is there such a thing as hardcore prog? I don't know, but if there is, Uriah Heep would be the example that would come to mind. They changed their ways many times. They changed lead singers often. In the 70s, that was perhaps their most prolific period. In the 80s, they kind of went downhill, the way bands who do synthesizers and all the 80s crap would. But they came back, 90s and the aughts. Uriah Heep put out more albums. Got to give him credit for being around so long. Keeping the spirit for so long. Sometimes great, sometimes not, but still together. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.